Good evening, everybody. It's Sunday, and I'm back at 6 o'clock live again. Yeah, it's been a while, guys. Basically, last couple of weeks has been well, to tell you the honest truth, last Sunday I didn't even know what day it was, and then I got a message saying, "Are you going live?" And it's like, oh, okay. I didn't realise it was Sunday and it was that time. So yeah, I thought I better get on it today and yeah, get something out there. So it's been a mad few weeks actually, on the builds and everything else that's gone in between. So yeah, so I'll just do the bits of chat that we've got, and then yeah, I'll get on with what's been going on. So first of all, we've got Jay's channel. Said good evening, Mark. Hope everyone is okay and well. Good evening, Jay. Hope you are okay and well yourself. I'm good. It's been a bit of a manic few weeks, but as you know, but yeah, everything's good today. D Harris says, evening, Mark. Evening, D. Hope you're okay. D Harris saying, evening at Jay's channel. And then we've got Yorkshire Crafter saying, good evening, everyone. And then we've got D saying, evening at Yorkshire Crafter. So, yeah, it's been a really mad few weeks, really, because I'm back on the Bismarck, which I didn't think I would be doing, back on it. And I'm not just back on it, you know, trying to, you know, do a video a day or anything. I've actually been doing a lot of filming of it in the background. I've done up to issue 44 now of the Bismarck, which will be released on the channel unless you're a Patreon member and you get that ahead of everybody else anyway. But yeah, I really have sort of hunkered down and sort of said, right, I've got all this to build, so I need to get on with it. So I've got on with it with the Bismarck, and I am enjoying it. I did issue 44 last night. And yeah, it took me a few hours. It doesn't come out when you edit it, but it took me a few hours to get sorted. And then there's a few other things as well with the Bismarckos. It's really had some bits to do on camera, so you know I'm having to stop and start quite a bit of the time. So it's just one of them things. But like I said, I am back on it and I am working on it, and it's really. I'm enjoying it again, which is the main thing. I did get a little bit scared of it because obviously my mobility, but I'm working around it and it is fun again. I did, I think last night we changed the anchor chains, the hooks and anchor chains. And that took me about maybe an hour to do, which wasn't fun, but perseverance and just get there and take your time with it. So that's basically been the big news on the channel, that the Bismarck is still going ahead, which I'm really happy about. So I'll just catch up with the chat. So we've got Yorkshire Crafter saying evening at D Harris and at J. We've got John's model making evening, Mark, and all in chat. Evening, John. Hope you are well. We've got Dano's Universe saying hello, everyone. Hi, Dano. Hope you are well as well too. I've got Jay's channel saying at D Harris, hiya. And then we've got Jay's channel saying at Yorkshire Crafter, hiya. So, yeah. So, in regards to builds, so, yeah, it's been a bit of a mad time of it. I'm still working on the next pack for the Titanic. To tell you the truth, when the video comes out for the Titanic, it'll show me putting the decking down on the stern of the ship. But what you see in the video is not what happens, because I was a bit, when we're working with the stern, because you've got like a circular pattern on the back, it was really hard to get a line straight on it. And I did it, I stuck it all down, and when I started working on the right side, I found out that it was at an angle for the last couple of pieces. And I had it and I kept, you know, I took a little bit, about a week away from it. And I just really wasn't happy with it. It was not my best work, really. So I literally stripped all the decking off the stern of the ship, and redid it. And I've redone it, and I'm a lot happier now with it, because when you're not happy with something, it niggles at me, and I just wasn't happy. So I literally got the stern, the shape section, put it into some warm water to loosen up the wood glue, and basically stripped the deck off it. And I redid it. I did it in a different way than I did it before, of working out which is the centre line and stuff like that. And I'm a lot happier with it now. So yeah, if you were to actually look at the stern of my ship, it doesn't look that good, but because it's symmetrical, I can flip it over and I've got a good side to work on. So I'm happy with that now. With the Hachette Titanic, I haven't received any parts yet. And I know people have been receiving their issues. I think it's 13, 14, 15, and 16 of the Hachette Titanic. I've absolutely received nothing at all. Now, I'm hoping it comes tomorrow, but our postal service around here, I'm sorry to say, is a bit crap. If there's a shortage of post people, delivery drivers and stuff like that, they tend to take people off of where we live to put onto better, I would say, estates, which I have complained to Royal Mail about numerous times, and they just keep doing it. They just think, well, they can do without post and we'll just deliver whenever. So I have a phone call to make tomorrow to Royal Mail. So I was hoping to get some Titanic on Saturday, but I've not received anything at all, even though it's been taken out of my account. It says it got dispatched not last Friday, the Friday before, nothing at all. So I'm not best happy with Royal Mail. So that's all that can be said on that one. So, right, so we'll go next to DeLorean. DeLorean is coming along nicely. There'll be two issues this Friday of the DeLorean, because I think it's 86 wasn't a very long issue. So I've actually, just before coming live, just done issue 87. And yeah, so there'll be two issues of DeLorean on Friday to come out. Unless you're Patreon, like I said, you get it instantly as soon as it's uploaded to YouTube for Patreons. Then we go to Ecto 1. Ecto 1 is coming along nicely. I know there are people about two packs ahead of me, but it's coming along. I think I'll be glad when I finish the Ecto 1, because it's Eagle Moss. No more said. Then I'll move on to DeLorean, didn't it? You know, half the time I don't even know what I'm building. All right, Spitfire. Right. So we know there was issues with the Spitfire. I'm just going to take a drink. Okay. We know there was issues with the Spitfire, and we know a lot of people in the modelling community, there was problems with the Spitfire. Now, I got to be honest with you, I thought I did have a problem. Well, actually, I think Horlick stopped me having catastrophic problems with it by mentioning about the lifters failing for when it's on the display stand. I went in there and I sorted it. I've put some epoxy resin on them, the brass bits of the lifters, and it's held in because the Spitfire is actually on the display stand as we speak, because it's downstairs. That's where we were always going to display it. And I don't seem to have problems now. I did say in one video, I think I might have had a problem with the replacement wire for the undercarriage. But to be perfectly honest with you, when I checked it, I didn't have a problem with the wire when I double checked it. So I don't know what happened there, whether it didn't sort itself out properly. So I really haven't had any problems with my Spitfire. It's all working the way it should do, which I kind of feel a little bit guilty for, because I know a few people who have been building the Spitfire. Things have been going drastically wrong for them, and it's not been great. But mine seems to be working okay at the moment, touch wood. But yeah, it's one of them. I think if you're going to have problems, you're going to have problems. If you're not, you're not. I seem to be one of the lucky ones that maybe have sort of got my parts and they have actually been okay and fit for purpose. Because I keep on saying to Yorkshire Crafter, and she can confirm this, I don't know what I've done differently in the making of my Spitfire, really. So I actually have no issues with the Spitfire. I did decide I wasn't going to do the diorama pieces for the Spitfire, but then with things that happened, I decided, you know what, I'm going to stick this out to issue 120 and collect all the diorama pieces for the Spitfire. What I do plan to do on that though is I do always do like a finishing video of a build that is complete. I am going to wait until I finish issue 120, and then I'm going to do the finishing montage, basically, of what it looks like, what it's doing, and everything like that. That's why there hasn't been one. At the moment, it's not build a Spitfire, it's build a diorama. To be perfectly honest with you. The one thing I would say about the Spitfire diorama at the moment is we've had how many issues on doing the Ferguson tractor, which I've learned from DS Models and Vintage. That's what it is. It's a Ferguson tractor. They put a heck of a lot of detail into that tractor. A really massive amount of detail. Now I'm thinking, if they've put that amount of detail into a tractor which is part of the diorama and not the actual model itself, why the heck didn't they do that into the Spitfire? They put all the pieces in. I really, really, really don't understand why. They could have put, I mean, if I get the tractor, where are you? Covered in bubble wrap, because, I mean, this is a bit fragile, I will say that. Look at the tractor. So that's where we're up to with the tractor. Now, why didn't they put this amount of detail into the aircraft and matching up the paint and stuff like that when it's supposed to be build a Spitfire, not build a tractor? Suppose it is what it is, but yeah, I would have thought they would have put more time and effort into the actual thing we wanted, that we signed up for, than the actual diorama pieces. But it seems like that with the Ecto 1, because we're doing the, as we call it in the UK, the stretcher, as they call it in the US, the gurney. There's a lot of detail in that as well. So, absolutely crazy. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So, yeah, that's the plan anyway. I will do a finishing video on the Spitfire, but mine, fingers crossed at the moment, is working perfectly. I have no issues on it. I've got it all nicely set up downstairs, but I just haven't got any of the diorama pieces on it yet because I want to get all them and then put them on to be displayed. So that's why there's no finishing video yet on the Spitfire. Right, I'm just going to catch up with this chat because it's gone a little bit crazy. So D. Harris says, at John's Model Making at Daniel's Universe, good evening both. And we've got Steve131. How do, young man? How are you doing, Steve? I'm absolutely loving your comments on the Bismarck because I have to copy and paste them into Google Translate to actually understand what you're saying. It's Steve being doing on my Bismarck videos has been giving basically making comments, but in German. And then I have to copy and paste what that is and then put it into Google Translate. It's really good fun. Really, really good fun. So keep that up, Steve, please. It really does entertain me. We've got John's Model Making saying evening to D. Harris. We've got D. Harris saying evening at Steve131. We've got still with Steve131 saying hello, Mr. D. Was watching Leo's Titanic on telly and thought of your fine city. Of course, yes, Belfast. Yes, that's one plan we do want to do, me and Yorkshire Crafter. Now that our boys, they're older now, so we've got obviously one at 16 years and we've got one at 18 years, and yeah, we plan to travel to Belfast and go and have a bit of fun, really, at the Titanic Museum and stuff. So we've got Daniel's Universe saying evening D. John's Model Making. I brought another NECA Doc Brown yesterday. Marty sits in the car nicely. Right. That's how. You know what, John? I think you should do another DeLorean because at the end of the day, you know a lot about Back to the Future, and you really, I think you should be sharing that on YouTube and do another one. But yeah, it's Eagle Moss, so yeah. Steve131 says used to do Christmas Royal Mail work. Don't know how company's still going, Matt. No, neither do I, Steve, because you know. At the end of the day, if you're contracted to deliver something, you should be doing it. And we have this since we went into lockdown. Is they just miss our area off and think that's okay to miss that off, and we'll do other areas instead. And tomorrow, when I do complain to Royal Mail, this will be about the 10th time I've complained about this. That's absolutely taking the mick. Now, you could say, well, all right, then your deliveries are late. But people around here haven't had their normal deliveries anyway. And there hasn't been sight of a Royal Mail van around this area for about 3 days. So that's how I know that they're not delivering in this area, because we live on quite a busy street. And when we are getting deliveries, the van is up and down all day. Not seen a van at all, so not great. D Harris says at Steve131, how's you doing, mate? Steve131 says lungs playing up again, been waiting a week for pills to. Oh gosh, oh dear. Sorry to hear that, Steve. That's not great at all. We've got D Harris saying at Steve131, just look after yourself, mate. Yeah. We've got Geordie Dave saying, evening, everyone. Evening, Geordie Dave. Hope you're feeling a little bit better today with everything. It's, yeah, I know. If you didn't know, Geordie Dave's come down with something, and yeah, it's not great. D. Harris says, evening at Geordie Dave. Geordie Dave says, evening at D. Harris. And Geordie Dave says, agree, Steve. I worked for them 30 odd years ago when it was a good company. Yeah. It's not reliable anymore, and I just don't know how Royal Mail can still keep going and treating people like that. You know, I should have had delivery on Saturday, and I've received absolutely nothing. Right, so John builds Iconic Military Models, says, good evening, everyone. Evening, John. Absolutely loving your, I can't say it correctly, but the Prince, or, yeah. The wooden ship that you're doing at the moment, I'm really enjoying watching how that progresses, and also watching how you're doing it is giving me a lot of confidence that I've done the correct thing on my wooden Titanic. John's Model Making says, I might be tempted to build another DeLorean if Agora supplied the bill. Yeah. I think after I've done the wooden Titanic, I think I'm going to probably cut ties with Eagle Moss, because it's nothing but a nightmare in what they take in payments. It's crazy. D. Harris says, evening, Mr. Mansell. And then Geordie Dave says, okay to mention it, I've got COVID. Right, okay, so Geordie Dave has come down with COVID, unfortunately. And it's thrown him for 6. And for somebody who works in the care industry, it's not great for him at all. So please give Geordie Dave a nice good thumbs up, and yeah, hopefully be fighting fit again soon. But I do know it's thrown him for 6, and it's not great. I've had COVID, and it's horrible. I mean, I tell you the truth though, he's been so careful, obviously with his job and everything. He had to work through lockdown. He did an absolute fantastic service to the community, and yeah, it's now caught up with him. So yeah, get well soon, Geordie Dave. We've got Dave Matt Bill saying, good evening, Mark, and everyone in chat. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry about it. It's because I haven't done one for 2 weeks. It probably just doesn't pass people's mind that I'm going live at 6. We've got John Bill's Iconic Military Model saying, hi, D. We've got D. Harris saying, Dave Matt Bills, good evening. Oh, we've got Alex Bills in the house. Hi, Mark. Hello, everyone. How everyone doing? I'm good, Alex. Catching up on the Bismarck again and trying to get that build sorted. And we've got Denmark build saying, good evening, Andy Harris. So let me just star that and then unstar. I will wait. So, basically, oh, hang on a minute. We've got another chat from Lobsterman. Anybody stopping partwork builds based on such bad service from Eagle Moss? I think what that is I don't plan to do any more through Eagle Moss. That's my forte on it. I mean, I haven't had any problems with the wooden Titanic as such yet. It's Eagle Moss as the way they do things. Yes, the models that you're getting from them are fantastic, but it's just the way that they treat the customers. We've got no customer portal to go in there and check on our orders or our subscriptions. I know the Nexus was saying that there is that coming, but we haven't seen it yet. And it's just their random way of they just take money whenever they want. So I don't mind working with Agora. Harsher after the Spitfire, I'm a little bit, I don't know. Even though I am doing the Titanic through Harsher. Diagostini, no. Anything to do with model space? No. Fan home, I don't know because I haven't done a build by fan home. So that's my take on it, really. So we've got Stephen31 saying hello, John Mansell. Lobsterman says Mark agree. I've got John Bills, I can't remember more, saying hi to Steve. So it's a shame. I mean, I don't know. I think what's happened with the Spitfire has given Hachette a bit of a bad reputation now for what's happened and the way they've dealt with it. They've turned around and said, and this is information, it's not my information, this is Horlicks's information. Basically, their expert builder apparently hasn't come into any difficulties with what they've built. They've tested it and it works. Well, how many times have they tested it? That's all we can say on that one. So they're denying there's anything wrong with the replacement wire. They're also denying there's nothing wrong with the lifters, when we clearly know there is. And they're just not looking, they're not addressing what the builders and their customers are saying. So I think a lot of people now are a bit put off by Hachette and the way they've dealt with it. Personally, I would just be happy if Hachette would put their hands up and just say, we made a cock up. Right, this is how we're going to address it. This is how we're going to sort it. No, they're not doing that one. The other thing with also Hachette, which I'm not too happy about, and I don't know about anybody else, is that we put a third motor in the tail of the plane that absolutely does nothing. It doesn't connect to anything. It doesn't do anything. And we paid $9.99 for a motor that does nothing. Now, that's something I might chase Hachette up on and saying, well, I paid $9.99 for a motor that absolutely does nothing. Why we put it in? Why are we being charged for it? Don't make no sense. I think that third motor that does nothing was supposed to be for the whale on the tail of the plane. I think they thought that might have lifted up and down, but it actually didn't, and it was an oversight. But we shouldn't have been charged for something that doesn't even do anything. So yeah, that's how I feel about that and Hachette. What more can you say? Dave McBuild says Hachette won't admit to anything. They think they're always right, which they're not. Yeah. The problem is with Hachette, I found this out all the time. I think the Spitfire was the first build I did with Hachette. I've never dealt with them before, but the Spitfire was the first build I did with Hachette. What I found with Hachette is nobody has a clue what's going on. So you'll ring up customer services and you'll say, right, X, Y, and Z. They'll give you one reason. You ring them up again, they give you a different answer. I'll give you a prime example of this. I rang up the Hachette and I said, right, I want to basically purchase my next 4 issues so I can keep current because I was behind a little bit. And I phoned them up and said, I'd like to order these issues, please. And they said, no, you can't. I said, what? They said, no, you can't. They're out of stock. I said, but I'm a subscriber. I can, there is stock set aside for subscribers. So they said, no, if it's not in the shop, we can't order it. So, okay. I put the phone down and I said, I find myself, this isn't right. You should be able to, if you're a subscriber, get the extra stock. So I sent them an email. Did I send them an email? No, I rang them back up. And I said, look, I'm not best happy here. I rang up the other day because I wanted to get my next 4 issues of the Spitfire so I can stay current in my subscription. And I was told point blank, no. And she said, right, are you subscribed? I said, yes, this is my subscriber number. There we go. She said, oh, yeah, you can do because you're a subscriber. I said, well, I spoke to somebody a few days ago and they said I couldn't do it because it wasn't in the shop. Oh, no, as a subscriber, you can do. Yes, we have surplus stock for subscribers. I thought, do you actually know what is going on? Does anybody know that works for Hachette what's going on? So, yeah, that is a prime example of when I've gone to speak to Hachette customer services and nobody has a clue or is clued up on what they're actually doing. It's absolutely crazy. Another example of that is Hachette turned around and said, no, the Eddie Stobart, we're not going to be doing that. There wasn't enough interest in the trial. And then a week later, they released it. It's crazy. Nobody has an absolute clue what's going on. Anyway, I can't do his chat. So D. Harris says, I'm just glad I stopped the Titanic from Hachette. Too many things wrong with it in my eyes. Yeah, I can agree with you, D. There's a lot of extra work that needs to go into that model to make it more accurate, which is a little bit, you shouldn't have to really. And then Lost Man says, Matt, that's an aggravation motor. See if it works. Right, I'll have a look at it. D. Harris says, at Lobster Man, very good. Lobster Man says, Mark, are you going to do a gory Shelby Cobra? I think if I'm going to work with a company in the future, it's probably going to be Agora because I don't think... I have had a few problems with Agora with the Bismarck because I did get a few things. I was missing an issue. And then they sent me about 3 packs ahead of what I should be doing. So I do like this customer service. So I might actually have a look at the Shelby Cobra when one of the builds finishes. At the moment, it's... I'm a bit maxed out on what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. So, but I do like the way things are going with Agora and how things are done. Dave McBill says, my very first part work with Hachette was the 1/250 scale wooden Titanic. And back then they were really good. You know what? Through lockdown, Hachette were good. They were good in the sense of we still got our models, so we still got our parts every month, where other companies were like, oh, we're having problems shipping and stuff like that. But it just seems since the notification of you need to stop building, we found a problem, and then we had to wait, 2 or 3 months until we could solve the problem. It just seems Hachette have just gone down. Now, I know they're only the company that are publishing what we're getting. So, one company will say, right, we've created this. This is what we are offering, and then they all turn around and say, yeah, we will publish that for you. But if you're going to put your name to something, make sure you put it to something that is working and correct. So, but then at the end of the day, when they sign up for these models, they sign up in a sense of, the model that they see doesn't have electrics. The model that they see is plastic and not metal. And that's what a company's saying, look, we can produce this and everything. I know that's how it works, but at the end of the day, we as customers are paying them the money to do these models. So they should be saying, or going to the company that's producing the model, look, this ain't great. Anyway, Yorkshire Crafter says, Alex Build, I only found out recently your build the Disney dolls, been binge watching. Julie, I told you Alex was doing it. I keep mentioning it. Yeah, I kept saying to you, Alex is really... Anyway, D. Harris says, at Dave Mark, excellent build. And all being well, I might be getting another of the same model partial build. Yes, I know where you're coming from. Yeah, I know what that one is, D. Dave Matt Bill says, nice one, D. And Steve131 says, with the cost of living crisis impact on your model buys, Mark? Probably not. I don't think so. We've kind of adjusted to the cost of the living now. The only thing that's costing us a little bit more is electric. But probably not. I mean, okay, I'm doing 6 builds. So the Harshek Titanic, Eagle Moss Titanic, Spitfire, Ecto 1, Battleship Bismarck, and the DeLorean. I don't know. It might. I always used to do 2 builds. That was what I used to originally do. But now I do get obviously some money from Patreon. I do obviously get some money from YouTube being monetized. It kind of covers the cost of some of the builds. So it's one of them things of what I've got at the moment, I can't really do any more until maybe like one of them finishes. So the Ecto one, that's due to finish. Obviously the Spitfire's due to finish. So at the moment, I'll probably wait until them 2 are finished and then I might look into something else. I think in the future for builds, it's probably either going to be something wooden like the Titanic, or it's going to be something that's a bit that you screw together and put bits and pieces in. I'm really not. I'm really probably only going to do like the super detailed. I'll probably finish with the Bismarck on that one because of my shaking hands and everything that come my way. So yeah, that's probably where the future lies. I'm having a look at 3D printing builds as well. So I'm looking at maybe getting a 3D printer and 3D printing things that I can build. So that's hopefully where I want to be. So it's going to be a little bit different, really. So there's going to be different content on the channel. If you ask me which Titanic did I prefer, the Harshek one or the Eagle Moss one, sorry, D, you were right. I absolutely love the Eagle Moss wooden one. And I think that's where I'm going to go down as well. I'm actually looking at wooden kits to build because I'm enjoying it that much. It's so relaxing. So if you didn't know, D, when we sort of first met, me and D, well, we haven't met in person, but we started talking to each other. D kept on saying, you need to get yourself into wooden shipbuilding, Mark. I'm like, no. And now I absolutely love it. I love just taking the time. I love the smell of the wood as you're building and putting something that was flat, flat piece and turning it into what we're doing. It is amazing, and I'm loving it. Really, I'm loving it. So D was, you just got to agree that D is always right, really. At the end of the day, you just need to listen to him. Right. So D says, D Harris says, harsh quality checks have went out the window. Bismarck, excellent built model. Then you go to the quality of Titanic. Big difference. Yeah, I can agree to that one. There's a lot of work to do on the Titanic to make it decent. John Bill's Iconic Benchmark says, I'm thinking of adding a real wooden deck to the metal Titanic now. That'd be quite interesting. A real wooden deck. It's definitely doable. I don't know if I'd do it, but yeah, it's definitely doable on that one. A lot of time though to do it. Dave McBill says, John's Iconic Military Models, that will look really impressive. Yeah, it will do. D says, can't beat a wooden build. No, you can't beat a wooden build. And then Dave McBill says, building wooden model ships is very, very relaxing. I agree there. It is very, very relaxing, and you can just lose yourself for hours in building it. D Harris says, no one is ever right. Well, you were right on that one, D, that I'd enjoy it. So, yes, you are right on that one. And D says, interesting at John Bill's Iconic Military Models. Yeah, very interesting. I'll be interested to see that. Right, well, I think I've rabbited it. Well, 36 minutes, not too bad. I'll give it that. Steve131 says, good to hear you can carry on building, Matt. Yeah, what I needed with building is I needed to learn how to do things differently. So I needed to learn how to manage my mobility problems and how it's affecting me, and I needed to learn how to get around that and manage with it. So a couple of months off building with the Bismarck, and when I went back to it, right, let's see how this goes, and it actually went okay. Like I said, yesterday, issue 44 took me 3 hours to do, but I didn't lose my rag at it at all. I just, I can do this, and just got on with it. So I'm happy that I'm back building that one. I am going to do a little bit more recording for the Bismarck as well, because, like I said, on a day I don't have a video released like on the schedule, I will be releasing a Bismarck so that I can catch up. So that's the plan. And that's why today, I've been able to do what I've been able to do. So anyway, right, I'm going to rabbit it on now for 38 minutes. So I'm going to tie things up. I'm going to go watch The Nexus. He's live at 7 p.m. tonight. So please check into The Nexus on his channel. And then I don't know what's happening later on this evening. It should be normally DS Models and Vintage. But I know he's at a very, very busy day today. So hopefully he'll be going live at 8 p.m. So thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for commenting. And yeah, I'll catch you next week. I'll definitely be here at 6 p.m. as normal. So I'll catch you next week, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.